Hello everyone, welcome to Thursday's Stick Mobility Live 45-minute workout with me, Jared, coming from Florida right now, but I am based out of New Jersey. Thank you, Dennis Stumpy, for letting me take today's live class. Really appreciate it. I am a master instructor for our beautiful system. Today's class is going to be some joint articulations, working from the feet and the ankles, working through the hips, and the frontal plane as well we'll address. And then we're going to get into some monkey hangs, and then some strengthening, and then some deep fascial stretching toward the end. All right, so we're going to give a couple more seconds. We're going to wait till 12, let everybody hop in. All right, so you'll need a 6-foot stick, some space. If you have a training mat to use, I like using the Bosu training mat for good feedback. We're going to try and keep it with one stick as much as possible, but if you have a second 6-foot stick, please keep it handy, or a second 7-foot stick. All right, please keep it handy. All right, so we're going to try and work into some strength ranges here today. So we're going to bring the radiation up to upwards to 80-90% effort as well. All right, so let's begin to get into the nitty gritty. Let's get into our horse stance here. So feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, or about shoulder width is where I like it. Let's place the stick at 12 o'clock, 1 inch in front of that toe line, and then have the hands even to the sternum. All right, I'm going to angle a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. All right, so from here, let's keep that posterior tuck in that pelvis, and then think of those feet spreading the ground apart. All right, so it's really activate the lateral lines. From here, let's go with the left foot first, everyone. Shoulders down and back, rib cage drawn down, pelvis is tucked, ribs and hips are connected, and then we're going to lift that left heel only right as high as we can, and then driving the heel back down. So as we lift the heel, I'm thinking about pushing the forefoot into the ground, really getting that big toe extension. And then when I bring the heel down, what I like to say is try to squish the empty soda can. So it's an active heel drop into the ground. And again, we lift. We're pushing into the floor with the stick at 40% effort, shoulders down and back, keeping good tension through the arm lines. We're gonna go 5 lifts. Remember, drive the heel down, then you're trying to squish that empty soda can. Last one. Now let's hold that heel up. Take the left hand, place thumb in front of the hip here, and just lock down that hip. This way we don't get any internal, external rotation out of that hip. We want to try to get the frontal plane out of the ankle right here. So we're still going to push down with that right arm, pack that shoulder toward the back pocket. And now I'm going to shift my heel toward the pinky toe. And I should feel that stretch in the outside of the ankle. And now I'm going to shift that heel toward that big toe. Again, I'm locking down this hip. This hand's giving me a little bit more feedback. All right, so I don't use the hip to get that frontal plane action out of that heel. So make sure all 5 toes are on the ground as we shift. And then we're still pushing down with that right hand. So we're getting that contralateral pattern as well as we apply force with that left foot and push down with that stick into the right hand. So we're nice and slow here. Think 40% effort. And if you think that, you're thinking 40% speed as you go. Let's bring the heel back to 12 o'clock, so we're on top here. Now let's go with 3 clockwise circles. So we're thinking about bringing that heel toward 3, down to 6, up to 9, back up to 12, all right? So we're going 3 reps in that direction. But again, the only thing that we want here to move is that left heel. And I want to maintain those 5 toes on the ground at all times. All right, now again, we're going the opposite direction. So now we're going to take that heel to 9 first, then to 6, then to 3, back up to 12. Remember, less is more, right? The second we lift one of those toes, we're compensating for a lack of ankle mobility. So now we're going through transverse plane of the ankle. We're still pushing down with that right hand, 40%. The pelvis should still be tucked, posterior tuck. All right, let's go 3. Lower the heel down, change hands. Always make sure to change hands as you change sides, okay? So now, same thing, we're in that horse stance, posterior pelvic tuck. Now let's lift that right heel off the ground high as we can. Make sure we maintain that posterior tuck position, and then drive the heel down. Again, like trying to squish the empty soda can. Pushing through the forefoot, getting that good big toe extension, as Dr. Emily likes to call it, the high performance position, and then drive that heel into that floor. Lift. Remember, radiate that tension with that stick, pushing down, drop. Make sure abs are engaged, deep front line is firing. Lift. Bring down. Control the breathing as you go. Remember, if you can't breathe with control in a certain position, then you don't own it quite yet. So I want to make sure that we can control that breathing as we go through these heel lifts. And now let's lift. Drive the heel down, crushing the empty soda can. Last one, hold. Right hand goes to the hip, lock it down. Now we're going to shift toward that pinky toe. Shifting toward the big toe. I want to keep those 5 toes in the ground. I'm using that right hand to again lock that hip into place. All right, my shoulders should be stacked over the hips. Shift toward the pinky toe, toward the big toe. Remember, you gotta loosen up the ankles and the big toe before we get going, just so we can get a feel of how to properly connect with the ground. Toward the pinky toe. Let's go one more time toward that big toe. And now we're going 3 clockwise circles. So we're keeping the hand at the hip, and then bring the heel to 3, down to 6, over to 9, up to 12. 2 more. 3, 6, 9, 12. And as you go, try to keep the stick in the original position. Try not to let it deviate from its original spot. And we're keeping that deep front line engaged the entire time, posterior tuck. And now let's go counterclockwise. So you're going with 9, 6, 3, back to 12. Give me 2 more reps, nice and slow. 9, 6, 3, 12. One more. 9, 6, 3, 12. Lower that heel down. All right, now we're going to both feet here. So again, we're keeping that either shoulder width or a little bit wider than shoulder width. Knees are bent, pelvis is tucked. I like to say if I look down, I shouldn't be able to see my toes in my horse stance. My hands are going to be at the sternum again. Now without getting taller in my posture, I'm going to lift both heels off the ground, driving into both forefeet, okay? And then drive those heels down and trying to crush the empty soda can. Shoulders down and back, pelvis is tucked, lift. Hold, create ownership in that position, bring it down. This is great for working ankle stability as well. Lift, and driving those heels down. Keep that 40% grip strength as well on the stick. Lift, down, let's go 2 more. Lift, and down. Last one, I'm gonna hold it. Lift, now let's hold. Without changing posture, lift the stick 1 inch off the ground, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the stick back to the floor, lower the heels down. Foot and ankle is finished. Let's bring it up to the pelvis now. And let's go with our anterior posterior tilts and tucks, okay? So a little wider in our base, okay? And then the stick still 1 inch in front of that toe line at 12 o'clock. Keeping the shoulders stacked over the hips. Let's go anterior tilt first. Breathing in through the nose. Posterior tuck. Long exhale. Let's work on as we anterior tilt, I want to pull the ground apart. So imagine my feet are spreading the ground apart. So as I anterior tilt, pull the ground apart. As I posterior tuck, I'm going to compress the ground and then tuck my pelvis forward, all right, underneath my spine. So again, as I breathe in through the nose, anterior tilt, I'm going to pull that ground apart. And then as I posterior tuck, I'm going to compress the ground, get in that deep front line, the adductor line. Deep, long exhale, and then compress the ground. Okay, so let's go 4 more reps with that. Anterior tilt. Posterior tuck. Anterior tilt. Posterior tuck. Anterior tilt. Posterior tuck. Don't forget we pull apart with the anterior tilt, we compress in the posterior tuck. So 2 more reps. Anterior tilt, posterior tuck. Anterior tilt, last one. Posterior tuck. Let's hold that posterior tuck. Now let's go into our hip bump. So again, introducing that frontal plane into the hips. You're thinking about keeping torso nice and tall as I push into the floor to create some force. And I want to squeeze that right glute as I bump to my left. Okay, so I'm going to try and get my hips to shift from side to side, all right? So let's go with the left bump. So pushing to the right foot, bump it up to the left. Stay tall with torso, keep spine and stick in line, all right? Bump to the right. Using the feet, hold, bump to the left. Pushing into the floor, keep that posterior tuck in the pelvis. Good. Make sure big drive into the floor here, and then bump to the right. So I'm squeezing that left glute as I bump to the right. Bump to the left, pushing into the right foot, trying to contract all that anterior tissue in that leg. Bump to the right. One more, let's bump to the left. Good, bring it back to center. Now let's get a little bit wider base here. So I want you to use an internal, external rotation to get into that little bit wider base, okay? I'm gonna try and stay in the hips. I'm gonna keep my arms extended the entire time as I pull the stick down toward the floor, toward my center, okay? So we're gonna pull the stick down to the floor at 40% as I shift to my left. So I'm gonna keep the outside of that right foot down as long as possible. I'm just gonna laterally shift into my left hip here. The stick, I wanna be facing 12 o'clock right now. And I wanna try and sit as deep as I can into my left hip. All right, now let's shift, pushing to the left, and now let's try and sit into your right. So again, both arms are gonna be straight here. I'm just trying to create a little more length through that anterior, the anterior leg tissue. And again, I want to keep the outsides of the feet in the ground so I can strengthen that lateral tissue of the ankle. Shift it over to the left. Squeeze that quad and really apply more force into the floor. Shift to the right. Remember, keep the outside of that foot on the ground so we can strengthen and stretch that lateral ankle tissue. All right, let's move it over to the left one more time. Hold. Now let's articulate that right hip a little bit. Let's floss it. And then rotate, internal rotation, bring it back to the floor. External rotation, bring it up toward the ceiling. One more internal rotation, switch sides. Sit into your right hip. And then let's go external rotation. Still pull down to the stick. And now let's go with our internal rotation. One more external rotation, and then internal rotation. Shift those hips back to the center. Now let's walk those feet back in, internal, external rotation. Let's go into some dislocates. Taking the 6'6", now the wider the hands are, the easier it's gonna be. Take a little bit wider than shoulder width grip, keeping the wrist flat. All right, knees are bent, pelvis is tucked. Our most common compensations here are the chin tucking toward that chest, the elbow is bending, or lumbar extension for lack of shoulder flexion. So make sure that we keep those things in mind as we go through this. Nice tight grip, all 10 fingers on the stick, pull apart. Bring the hands over the head all the way, pelvis stays tucked. Big reach. Keep pulling apart. When you see the stick in line of vision, We compress, we push in, bring it down nice and slow. That's one, we're going 4 more reps. And again, posterior tuck, reset your breath, pull apart, big reach, keep pulling apart, pelvis stays tucked, elbow stay straight. Once you see it in line of vision, push in, bring it down nice and slow. Good, pull apart, rep 3. Abs stay tight. Keep that deep front line activated as you go through the dislocate. Pelvis stays tucked, no arch. Nice and slow. Bring it back over. Once you see it, push in. Good. Let's go 2 more. Pull apart. Ribs and hips are connected as we go. Once you see it, push in. Nice, very nice. Last one here, guys. Last one. Big reach. Try to get as far as we can in that dislocate. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring it back over. Keep pulling apart. Once you see it, good. Push in. Beautiful. Okay, let's move on to now our split stance monkey hang. So let's grab 2 sticks here. If you only have one, that's fine. Just make sure that you have the stick on the same side as your back leg, all right? So let's get into our split stance here. We're gonna reach up as high as we can, and we're trying to improve and strengthen that overhead position. I wanna take the sticks even to the midfoot, and I'm gonna reach up as high as I can, and then I'm gonna let that back knee hang off the ground here. So I'm gonna let gravity take over a little bit, and I wanna get some diaphragmatic breathing here. So I want to really try and drive that back heel. So I'm using my right heel right now, and I'm going to drive into the floor in that high performance position, right? So that big toe extension. And I'm going to reach that heel back as this front foot is going to push into the ground as well. And I'm trying to keep somewhat of a posterior tuck. I'm trying to create some nice length through the lats and through that posterior arm line. So I'm trying to really split those hips as I hold my monkey hang. And now I want to add in some rotation into my spiral line. So my hips, I want to try and stay really quiet, but I'm going to rotate a little bit more through my torso. Nice and slow here through the monkey hangs. And again, I'm really pushing that right heel back. Trying to get a nice stretch out of that right hip flexor as well. And I'm pulling down into the floor with the sticks 50%. Packing those shoulders down toward my back pockets. And as I go, I should be able to add in a little bit more rotation each time. Bring it back to the center, step forward, left leg back. Again, the sticks are going to be even to the midfoot, and then about shoulder width as I reach. Let gravity take over. My knees off the ground 1 inch. I'm driving that heel back. First, I hang and get comfortable with my hands overhead with that left leg back. Pull down with 50% effort, and now I'm going to add some rotation. Again, when we add rotation here, we're trying to keep those hips quiet. As you rotate, we still drive that heel back, working on splitting those hips. Nice and slow. Bring it back to 12 o'clock. Everyone step forward. Our next monkey hang, we're going to incorporate the lunge. So we need 1 stick. Okay, 1 stick. Let's bring the right leg down first. And before we lift that back, the back knee off the ground, we're just going to get the knee on the floor first and work from strengthening from the ground up. First, make sure that the foot and knee is in line and we're not internal, or most of our common mistakes here is that tripod, that external rotation on that back hip. So let's make sure that we have some good big toe extension and the foot and the knee are in line. I'm gonna take the right hand up, okay? So my right knee is down, my right hand is gonna be up. I'm gonna take the stick at about a 2 or a 1 o'clock angle, whatever is more comfortable for you. So if 12 is in front of me, I'm taking a 1 or 2 o'clock angle, and I'm about 4 or 5 inches away from my hip, okay? I'm gonna reach up with that right hand. My left arm is gonna reach across here, and what we're gonna do here is create some tension with both hands. My right arm is gonna pull down into the floor, and my left arm is going to push up, and that's going to allow me to stay a little more vertical, a little more extended in this half kneeling or lunge position, okay? So from here, I push into that right big toe. I'm going to posterior tuck that right hip, get some good activation in the hip flexor. My left leg is going to push into the floor, and now for 10 seconds, we're going to hold this at 60%. I want you to take the hands, compress those hands together, firing that posterior tuck in that right hip. 60% here, guys, and begin. Let's hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. So you should have felt the hip flexor being able to fire a little more after you created this compression with the stick. All right, so again, make sure you're also pushing in with that back toe. That's very important, especially when we lift that back knee eventually, right? A lot of times in those lunges, when we see people having a tough time getting down into them, it's not always lack of hip mobility or knee flexion. A lot of times it's big toe extension and then not being able to get into that certain position to allow the knee and hip to be successful in that lunge, okay? So let's go with our second rep here. We're gonna build to 70, okay? So like I said, we're gonna work today about 80, 90 or highest, okay? So let's build it so 10% higher effort. Left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top, posterior tuck, and now let's compress, get to 70%, and now hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Next one's gonna be at 80, and we're gonna add in that knee lift. All right, now when we add in that knee lift off, we're looking for 1 inch off the ground, and I'm looking for more of that happening as a result from the feet pushing into the floor, okay? Try to use the stick as little as possible. Obviously, it is here for our support. So if we need to, let's push into that stick a little bit as well, but our main focus here is gonna be to just apply more force into the feet and hold, all right? Apply more force into the feet and hold. Let's go with that 80% effort now. We're gonna first hold with the knee down for 10 seconds and then we'll lift for 10. All right, here we go. Compress, 80% here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that knee. Beautiful. Change legs. That was excellent. That was excellent. So again, we're using that stick here for a little bit of some support, but again, we're trying to use the feet. On the lunges too, what I love to do is think about compressing my legs, compressing my feet. So I'm trying to take that ground beneath me, and I'm trying to shorten that distance into the ground. That'll help me activate more hamstring and more quad hip flexor here on that back leg. So again, we're about either 11 or 10 o'clock, and we're about 4 or 5 inches away. Left hand is gonna be up. Make sure that foot is in line to the knee. Left hand's gonna reach, creating nice length here, opening that shoulder capsule. Right hand's gonna reach across, and now we're going 60% for our first rep. Posterior tuck, compress, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. All right, nice job. Make sure we have a nice big toe extension there. So if you have any problems with that big toe extension, a structural issue, a great way to do this particular exercise is to use either a split squat stand, which we have at the facility over in New Jersey, and I love them, or a bench, and elevate that back foot and get into more of a couch stretch into a split squat, okay? Set 2, 70%, big reach, compress those hands, get more extension here, posterior tuck, 70%, compress, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We ease off. All right, our next rep is gonna be 80%. And again, like last side, we're gonna first hold it at 80%, and then we'll introduce that lift off. When we lift off, we're using the feet, right? And if we need to, we use that stick a little bit more, all right? Let's reset the breath here. Create some good length. If we can, reach up a little higher. 80%. First, we have the knee down. Let's compress and build that strength from the ground up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, firing that back hip. 4, 3, 2, 1, lift off, hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Easy. Bring that knee back down to the ground, guys. Relax. Beautiful job on that. Next, we're going to more of a lateral bow and arrow into a lateral lunge. So it's a 2-move combination that I like to do just to get some more lateral line and frontal plane action, okay? So what we're gonna do here is very simply, take the feet about hip width. The wider they are, it'll make your base a little bit stronger, okay? So if you need a little bit more of a bigger base to help produce more force into the stick, then get a little bit wider base. The stick's gonna be at the mid-foot. We're gonna start at 6 inches away. Remember, lateral bow and arrows, it is not about bending the stick, it is about creating separation, okay? I wanna take the bottom hand 90 degrees, or by where the logo would be. Posterior tuck in my pelvis, and then I'm gonna take the right hand over top, thumb down. First thing I'm gonna do is push the opposite hip away from the stick. Then I create that length and tension through that lateral line in the QL and my lats. I'm gonna hold for 5 seconds, and then from here, I'm gonna bring the stick in front of the face, and then I'm gonna step out to the side and create that reach with the stick here, and then come back up, turn the stick so you don't bend on the same side. All right, we're gonna go 5 reps, starting now, into that lateral bow and arrow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step to the side, lateral lunge, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up, turn the stick, rep 2, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step to the side, hold, pushing into the stick left hand a little bit, adding in some compression for that adductor line. Back up, rep 3, bow and arrow, push, create that good length and tension out of the lat and lateral line. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down, reach, hold, push. 3, 2, 1. Rep 4. Make sure the ears and biceps are in line. Eyes are forward. And step. Pushing into the stick here. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it up. Last rep. 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Make sure you push into the stick here. That's going to help you create more stability in that lateral lunge. Let's bring it up. Change sides. Even to our midfoot, and again, we're 6 inches off. Push away, extend the arms, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step, compress that stick into the floor. Help create more stability in your lateral lunge. Come back up and reach. Keeping the hands and the hips in line as well. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it in front. Lateral lunge. We push that right hand down. That's going to create a little bit of bowing in the stick to help create more tension through that inner lateral line. Bring it up. Extend. Ears and biceps are in line. Arms straight. Remember, your bottom arm is doing the pushing. Top arm is reflexively pulling. Bring it down. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Extend. Last rep here, guys. Big reach, nice length. And lateral lunge. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. So that's a really good one that I like to incorporate with the athletes that we have. Now we're going into a single leg RDL with some T-spine rotation. Okay, so to start, we're taking the hands, palms down. We're gonna go with the left leg up first. It's important to have the length of the stick on that side that you're reaching with. So we have the stick on the left side here, as you can see. Feet together to start, because if you start here in that RDL, single leg, once you lift, that weight shift is gonna throw you off the equilibrium. So keep those feet together to start off with. That's my personal cue. I'm gonna first lift that left leg up, and I wanna dorsiflex that ankle. So from here, I'm gonna create a little bit of force with the stick in the knee. So we're going to use 60% tension to push the knee, or the quad rather, and the stick together. So we'll strengthen that hip flexion as well. So we're here, nice and tall, we push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now we're gonna go into our single leg RDL. Keep the arm straight, reach that heel back as far as we can. When you're in the RDL, rotate through the shoulders. Once that stick hits the ground, I want you to keep rotating, but the pelvis should stay still. So we're not rotating with those hips, we're rotating with the shoulders and reaching back with that heel. Now a little dynamic isometrics. Bring the stick off the ground, hold, keep that balance, drive that knee back up. Okay, relax for 1 second. As you add in the rotation, you should feel that glute med on the right side, or the base leg side, working a little bit harder to maintain stability, all right? So seeing how that opposite oblique system, that posterior oblique system, fires as you increase or introduce that rotation. So let's go again with that left leg up. 60% effort, we push together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge. Get into the RDL, add a rotation, meet the floor, make that connection, add the rotation, keep that heel reaching back. And again, that right glute is gonna work harder now to maintain your stability. 3, 2, 1, release. That release is gonna be a tough one to keep control of. Okay? Last one on this side, then we'll switch. 60% push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach, hinge. Keep the arm straight, and now rotate. Meet the floor, make the connection, increase the rotation, still drive left heel back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Remember, when you lift that stick off the ground after that rotation, that dynamic isometric, is very challenging to maintain that balance, all right? So this is a great one for work on balance training. Keeping the arm straight here, right leg now, 3 reps, same thing, 60%. We lift, and now push, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hinge. Reach the right heel back, add the rotation, and then once you make that connection to the floor, increase the rotation, and now we're feeling that left glute working to maintain stability. Release, keep control, bring it back up. Push, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hinge, big reach, rotate. Now as you rotate, after you make the connection, don't lean toward the right side. We're looking for thoracic rotation. We're not just going through a lean. So from here, you rotate the shoulders more, but we do not want to shift our weight toward the right. 3, 2, 1, release. So that one was a little bit tougher for me right there. And you'll see you'll have one side that's a little bit better than the other side. All right, last rep here, and push for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinge. Nice lengthening out of that right leg. Rotate and make that connection. Strengthen that spiral line. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Fantastic. Now let's bring it to the ground, everyone. We're going to our 90-90s, but do it a little bit differently. It's a way that I love to incorporate it into my classes that I do on Sundays when the gyms are open. Let's start with a monkey hang. Let's go with the right leg forward, everyone, first. Okay, right leg's forward in that 90-90. And again, make sure the knee is in line to the hip here. Ankle and knee are in line. Back knee, back hip. Ankle underneath that knee. If we need to shorten it a little bit, make it a shin box, okay? Be my guest, that's okay as well. Right, but I'm gonna stay in that in the 90-90, and then I'm gonna take the stick here, place it about 2 to 3 inches away from the hip, and I'm gonna reach. So same as our monkey hangs before, where I wanna create that good length overhead so I can pull the stick down and help me stay into some good posture here in the 90-90. So let's create some isometrics here to try and strengthen this 90-90 or get comfortable here before we get into our strengthening work. Okay, so again, nice and tall. You can use that left hand for added stability as well, all right, but I'm gonna take my hand and reach forward, okay? So I'm gonna apply force to into the ground here, 40%, and I'm gonna reach forward and pull down with the stick here. And I'm gonna work through diaphragmatic breathing, again, through the nose, as I just try to create some comfortability in the 90-90. I'm gonna add in some rotation as well. Still keep that 40% effort with the hips, just incorporating a little bit of rotation just to get a little bit more comfortable in 90-90. Again, this is a position that we should be sitting into a little bit each day just to keep those hips healthy and strong. Okay, so now from here, let's go ahead and bring that stick now out to the side. So I want to have my left hand palm up and the right hand palm down. So as you can see, I'm using this lever now. This is going to help me compress my legs into the floor a little bit more. So from here, we're going to work on with 10-second isometrics. Left hand palm up, right hand is reaching, and I want to work on more or less that left hip internal rotation here. Stay nice and tall, and now give me 60%, 10 seconds. Compress the stick and those hips. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Nice. Let's bring it to 70% now, guys. All right, rep 2 here, and begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one, we're gonna bring it to 80. And begin. That front leg should compress that ground as well. Make sure back of the knee stays on the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Now this stick's gonna shift to the other side. This is gonna be the harder of those two sides. 60%. And begin pushing down with that left side here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ease off. 70%. Right hand palm up, left hand reaching palm down and push. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ease off. Again, this is going to be the harder side because now the stability isn't helping you out, right? Now the stability is on that same internal rotation leg. It's going to be much harder to stay nice and balanced. And the last one, 80%. Should feel like it's harder to apply force as well. All right, 10, 9, but the intent is still there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, the intent is always more important than the ability. Let's go ahead and change legs now. Left leg forward, right leg is back. So left leg external, right leg internal. We're going to start with the monkey hang. Do about 5 more minutes of class today, guys. Thanks for joining. Reach up with the left hand. If we need to, reach across the right hand. Pull into the floor, so 40%. And I'm going to start by reaching forward. One of my favorite cues is imagine the floor is a scale, and I want that scale to read 40 all around. Incorporate some of that rotation. As you rotate, getting into those fascial slings as well. Let's bring it down. Right palm is up, left palm is down. Rep 1 is 60%. And begin. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and ease off. Now a really good way to regress this, I guess you would say, is if you have 2 sticks and place the 2 sticks on the shoulders. That again widens your base of support, and now you can use 2 hands to create some more tension and to have a much better posture in a 90-90. All right, but again, we're only using that 1 stick for today. All right, rep 2 here, we're going to 70%. Begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Make sure you rotate the stick as well because we are bending it a little bit. All right, last one here on this side, 80%. Compress, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Change sides here. 60%. Begin, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Bring it to the next rep here, 70%. And begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Last one, 80%, and then we're gonna get into our straddle stretch just to get some nice cool down. And begin. 80%, compress, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease off. Into our straddle stretch. Nice wide foot position. Let's go right below the ball of the big toe. Hands are in the center, shoulder width. And at 30% effort, I want to take my hands and my hips, and I'm going to try and compress that stick a little bit. So my shoulders are going to compress the hands, and my hips are going to compress the feet into the stick here, holding 30% for 10 seconds here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, not too much effort here, 30%, 3, 2, 1. Ease off, roll to the ground here, pulling the hands apart. Hold 30% effort, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pushing those hands in, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. And we are finished with today's class, guys. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube page, Stick Mobility. Check out my Instagram page. Give me a follow at Jared_DYEM. I post a lot of content on my classes and what I use the sticks for in my day-to-day workouts and my own private practice for myself. Thank you so much for joining. Again, I will see you soon on here. And if you are looking to sign up for a certification on the East Coast, I will see you there as well. All right, everyone? Take care. Have a great day.